PlayStation
Welcome to the land of long live play where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. I am your host, Delvin Cox, and joining me as always is the Secretary of the Spoil, the Platinum Princess herself, Miss Hayley Nicole Miller. How you doing, Hayley?
Local girl, very exhausted. Just worked 7 days in a row.
Yes, I feel you on that in so many different ways. So, how's your week going, Hayley? Let's just get right into it.
It's been going all right. I got a raise. Well, actually, technically, I got a double raise.
Congratulations.
So, let me explain this because technically, my raise just went up $1.50. However, my actual raise is only 50 cents. Let me explain how. So in Ontario, minimum wage yesterday at 12:01 a.m., October 1st, minimum wage in Ontario, Canada went from $15.50 an hour to $16.55.
Okay.
Now, I was currently making 16, right? So you would think I'd only get to 16.55 raise. However, my job is doing something they don't have to do. They're going above and beyond here. Because the way that our increases in wage are tied to office starting wage plus 50 cents, they're continuing that. So they're going to change the metrics so that with the new minimum wage, that's that. So already with the new minimum wage being $16.55, I was making 50 cents above minimum wage. So my new wage is now $17.05. However, September 30th is the end of our period for, hey, you could potentially get $1 raise this thing. I only hit the metrics for 50 cents, but still 50 cents. So when the raise goes into effect later this month, I'll be making $17.55 an hour.
Congratulations. That's good.
Yeah.
You're moving up, making a little bit more money. That's great.
Hell yeah.
You can get a PlayStation Portal now.
I'm not buying that shit. I don't have a use for it, man. I don't use remote play. No. So like I'm not gonna turn my camera because it only benefits you, but like right where I'm pointing, that's my TV. The console is right behind it. The fuck do I need remote play for? I don't have to share the TV with anyone. Remote play what? Remotely. I can get right in my bed, which is right beside me, and just sit there with the controller. I don't need remote.
What if you go to the bathroom and you want to remote play?
I don't need to play games while I'm in the bathroom. I don't need to do that.
What if you're walking outside, but in the perimeter of your apartment, and you want to remote play around the perimeter apartment?
Let me just point out, since this device does not have data and needs a Wi-Fi connection, for me to walk outside, I have to go down 3 flights of stairs. Therefore, I would not have an internet connection outside with this device.
So what if you want to go down 1 flight of stairs and remote play?
Why would I want to stand outside my neighbor's door?
Maybe you want to ask for a cup of sugar.
Oh my God. I don't need to be playing a game if I'm asking for a cup of sugar. No, I'm not buying that. But I can start putting money aside for the inevitable pro model of the PlayStation 5 or whatever.
Oh, I'm not buying that.
But you are going to buy a portable.
No. I'm going to get someone else to buy it for me. I'm not buying it.
Fair enough.
That is the move.
Other than that, my week's been pretty standard. Um, just working a lot. I've been working 7 day stretches, like straight through the end of September here.
Oh, so you should
And
have a
then
decent check.
well, I did have a decent check. I spent it all already on bills because remember August was a slow month for us. So, but on the 12th should be a decent check. Plus, I get 2 credits from the government, so that'll be nice.
That's good. So
Yeah,
you'll be catching up on everything, and that's great.
yeah. So, essentially, what's happened in that time since it's been like a month, since we recorded, because Delvin is a very busy man.
Yes.
Um,
Too busy, man, I say. I'm on every
uh,
goddamn podcast on PSVG.
I mean, yes, but
Literally every podcast. Only one I haven't been on is board video games. And that's probably happening soon, probably. Not my luck.
I mean, hey, if they want you to guest on there, do it because they don't record as often. They record even less often than we do. Board of Video Games is great. Y'all should go check it out.
Yes.
But literally, what I've done in that time, besides working, is I started watching Daryl Dixon. It's very good.
I have not watched it yet. I'm glad it's good.
I won't spoil it. It's very good. Also, we get the only thing I will say is we get flashbacks to like the day the outbreak started, but in Paris.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Also started watching Gen V, which is the spinoff for The Boys.
I feel like they got a lot of spin-offs of The Boys.
Not well, they've got 2. The animated show, which was just a tide over because editing was taking so long for season 3. And then this, which is Gen V, which is an actual spinoff they were developing.
Okay.
This is pretty good. Only the first 3 episodes are out. I've only watched like 20 minutes of the first episode because obviously I've been working, right? But that 20 minutes is fucking wild. I don't know how to describe what happens in the first 20 minutes without spoiling it all, and I'm not going to do that because it's an ongoing television show.
We've
But
gotten
if
enough
you
flack for spoiler shit.
fucking if you have watched The Boys, expect that level of like gore in the first like 10 minutes of that show.
All right. There you go. That's what they expect then.
It's fucking wild. And then it's spooky season, so been watching some horror stuff. I have not had a chance to listen to this year's Decade of Horror yet, but I hope you guys had a great time recording it.
I think it's a excellent episode of PSVG content. I had a great time doing it. It's a long one, but I think it's really good. I stand behind it. I think we came up with some great choices, and I highly recommend people check out Decade of Horror. This year's Decade of Horror. I think it's really good.
You know what I'm gonna say? I was surprised to see Scream on Donnie's list.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. People are wondering what we've been playing. Well, I've been playing a lot. Obviously, played a bunch of Baldur's Gate. Still having a blast with that. I've basically finished all I can do in the Underdark. So now I'm doing the Mountain Pass. I'm still in Act 1.
Okay.
So I don't know where you are because I know you were talking about the Vampire Man wanting to fuck you. So
Well, that all ended when I started doing every podcast for PSVG. I have not played any Baldur's Gate at all because I can get into this. I recorded close to 20 hours worth of podcast last week. That's an insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
So I need a break. I need a rest so I can have time to play
on that note,
games.
People should know I've been asking Delvin to record for the past 3 weeks. He's been extremely busy.
Yes. I was on a podcast for 5 hours last Sunday, 5.5 hours last Sunday, and that's not including Nintendo Shack. Then I was on a podcast, then PSVG went almost 4 hours last week. Then Decade of Horror went almost 4 hours. Then I did another podcast that was an hour and a half. Then I was on Nintendo Shack for almost 2 hours, I want to say. Yeah, it was a. I was on some, I don't think I even named all the podcasts I was on. I think I did. I was on a lot of damn podcasts last week, so I'm very tired.
Yeah.
Like, and the week before that, it was a little bit less. So I thought it was gonna like ease up last week, and it hasn't. It's
No.
like I came back to podcasting, and everybody wants to do more podcasts, so I've been doing that all this time.
Hey, I mean, you're a coveted guest, man.
No, stop coveting me.
So yeah, you essentially left Baldur's Gate in the same place then?
Yeah, I haven't had time to play it like at all. Only thing I've had any time to play was I played a little Tears of the Kingdom. I got the Master Sword. That was great. Got the Master
Fair
Sword.
enough.
I'm trying to like improve my armor so I can not have to worry about dying quickly when I fight bosses, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. The other things I've been playing is I actually just finished it today. I was hoping to finish it before we recorded, and I did. I finished the Separate Ways DLC for Resident Evil 4.
How did you like it?
It's very good. It's very clear what Capcom is doing, and it's kind of pissing me off, actually.
What are they doing?
No spoilers for the DLC, but people have been asking for a Code Veronica remake for years at this point. Like literally, it's been asked for years at this point. Even before RE4 remake, people wanted Code Veronica. It's very clear the next remake Capcom is doing is RE5. Just based on how Separate Ways ends here. There's the ending scene and then an after credit scene, and the after credit scene makes it very clear what their next remake is, and it's 5, and it's pissing me off. Give me more Claire content, god damn it. Give me Claire Redfield.
I don't think they want to do 4. Not 4. I don't think they want to do Code Veronica.
Yeah, I don't think they want to do it either. And gee, I wonder why, because half the shit in that game does not age well. Like some of that content does not age well. That's not to say 5 doesn't age as well either, because dear God, Resident Evil 5 is just racism the game. But you know,
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just like logistically, with how Code Veronica works and what these Resident Evil games are now. I think they probably think it might be too much of a hassle to remake that one.
I don't understand though, because Code Veronica works essentially the same way. Like you play as Claire for a little bit, you play as Steve for a little bit, you play as Chris for a little bit, and then you're back to Claire for the rest of the game. Like that's it. But you do the same thing in Resident Evil 3. You play as Jill, then you play as Carlos, then you play as Jill for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They don't like it. They're like, no, we don't want to make this one. We're cool. I think they should. Out of all the ones that needed remakes, I thought Code Veronica was the one that really needed a remake.
Yeah. I would love a Code Veronica remake. But then the other thing I've been playing is Cyberpunk 2.0 / Phantom Liberty. So
somebody's on PSVG acting to play Phantom Liberty already. Have you gotten to that content?
I have, yes.
How do you like it?
Okay, so I have to break this up because 2.0 radically changes the game. There are still obviously like things that are like kind of set in stone, right? Like the life pass, they don't mean anything. It's just pick which flavor you like. Obviously,
there's still a bunch of dildos everywhere in the game.
No, that was gone in like 1.3. Like,
good. If I remember correctly, when I played, there was an absorbent amount of dildos everywhere. I'm like, why are there so many dildos here?
For people who don't know what Delvin's talking about, he is not exaggerating.
I'm talking about dildos.
When that game launched in December 2020, every corner of that game was just littered with fucking penises everywhere.
Penis everywhere.
Yeah.
What's the plural of penis? Peni. As far as the eye can see. I don't know why, but that was a thing.
It sure was a thing, and they fixed it like 3 months later. Anyways,
I think I
2.0
had
like
beat it by the time that happened too.
2.0 changes the entire perk system of the game. So like all the old perks gone, replaced with new ones. This is the second time they've done this, but their first time doing it didn't really change anything. Like it was still like incremental increases. This time skills are actually skills. Like for example, your dash is an actual dash now. You can dash in midair. If you spec into it, you can deflect bullets with your katana, right? Like it's a real change to how the game works. I started over when 2.0 dropped on the 21st. I am level 30, I want to say 3. Leveling, I feel, has been made way easier. Like I'm just leveling up consistently. The economy has also been increased. Like selling weapons, you can get enough to buy like all the cars now, which is nice. But Phantom Liberty starts, I want to say, right near the end of Act 2.
Okay.
So you can start Phantom Liberty as soon as you've completed all of the main missions for the game dealing with the Voodoo Boys.
Okay.
So that's like Milap 10 Pen, I Walk the Line, and Transmission. So there's 3 of them you have to do. That once you've done that, you'll receive a call from a character from the Phantom Liberty expansion, and that starts the expansion, which also unlocks the new skill tree, the relic skill tree. That is really interesting because it essentially removes limiters on some of your stuff and just makes them way more powerful. It further enhances some of the cyberware you get, which there is now a limit to how much you can have based on your character level and your cyberware limit. There are perks to increase this, as well as stuff you can just find in the world. It's a very interesting time. Obviously, I haven't played much of Phantom Liberty. I'm still in technically what's the second main mission for Phantom Liberty, but I've been doing a lot of the side content in it. There are new endlessly repeatable side content as well, so you can steal cars for a fixer or steal airdrops. It's very nice. But I started it, and then Separate Ways came out, and I wanted to beat Separate Ways before I got sucked into jumping between Baldur's Gate and Cyberpunk. And Assassin's Creed comes out on Thursday.
Oh shit! It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's so crazy. I guess I've been so busy. I didn't realize like shit starting to come out now. But yeah, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed comes out on Thursday, and then at this point, there are 18 days until Spider-Man 2.
Let's go. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with it. Obviously, I don't have a lot I can say without spoiling it, and I don't want to do that for people because I know certain people in the server and in PSVG in general, Donnie, are very excited for Phantom Liberty. So
spoil it. Just spoil everything. Just spoil the whole game.
I don't have anything to spoil anyways because Donnie's played the original Cyberpunk, so there's no point like.
Well, he hasn't played Phantom Liberty yet, so you can spoil that.
Correct.
Spoil all of it.
I'm not going to spoil Phantom Liberty because I've played one mission. Like that mission took like an hour, and that's all I've done.
Spoil that mission for him. Just tell him all the details of the mission.
No.
Every last detail.
No. Anyways, tell people about how you're beefing with a fucking Winnie the Pooh movie.
I didn't do anything. Just like somebody was like, hey, somebody I know for a fact was like, hey, I'm going to watch this movie today. I'm like, don't. It's terrible. and then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey responded, which I didn't even at them. I'm not a dick, of course. I'm not going to just at Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey like, hey, your movie sucks. Not an asshole. But they were like your mom. And I just laughed because it was funny.
Okay, so for reference, I find a lot of times you no longer have to at like the accounts for any of that stuff. Like if you even mention Microsoft on fucking Twitter now, you'll get like a Microsoft employee replying to your tweet, even if it has nothing to do with needing assistance. Like that's happened twice. So like as you know, we had to figure out the weird fucking sound issue with my computer, right? And I was bitching about it on Twitter. I wasn't asking for assistance, but Microsoft fucking replied to me and go, let's take this to DMs and figure it out. I'm like, I already did. I don't need your help.
They don't
Why
want
are
you
you?
snitching. They don't want you giving a bad press.
Oh my god!
But
Yeah,
it's true. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is an awful movie.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say anything
I
about it.
can. It's terrible. It's not good.
I mean, let's
But I will
be
say
real.
this. I will say this. The person who runs the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey account, I like them. Like we had a good laugh. If you can make me laugh, you're cool with me. If you can crack jokes, I can crack jokes. I'm not a uptight person like, no, fuck that. Have fun.
No, exactly. But
Movie's
also
terrible.
like, let's be real. The movie didn't exactly look great when the first trailer for it came out. It's a fucking Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
But see, that's the appeal of it. Like, cause in my head, because I saw this when it came out. Correction. I didn't see it in theaters. I'm not crazy. As soon as they made it available for digital, I immediately got this. Like, I have to watch this movie. I have to because I want to know how are you going to make Winnie the Pooh a horror film, and how did they do that? Not well. So
How did they do it? They didn't.
they didn't. They absolutely didn't. They fucked that right up immediately.
That's incredible.
But yeah. It's been an interesting few weeks. I got blocked by Shawn Michaels from WWE, who I haven't even had a conversation with. I don't know how that happened.
There are multiple ways it can happen. Like they could have been using like a list, like a block tool that like blocks people who interact with this or who are following this guy. It happens to. I get blocked by people sometimes because I'm following Greg Miller on Twitter. So like people.
How did I get blocked by him? Because I don't know what I did to Shawn Michaels. I don't even care. Doesn't even matter.
I mean, you don't have to have interacted with him at all. There are tools that people make for Twitter, and it's called like block list or something like that. And if you interact with the parameters for that, you automatically get blocked by the person using it. It's so fucking weird. Like there are people on Twitter who have me blocked because I follow Greg Miller.
Well, yeah, you should be blocked if you follow Greg Miller. Just block you. We don't want your loud ass coming up here ruining things. You follow Greg Miller, we know you're loud. That's loud and boisterous. So, like I know.
I don't know. It's weird.
Anything else you'll say before we talk about some of these stories we got to talk about this week, Hayley?
Oh yeah. The writers got their deal. Hell fucking yeah. And the actors are in negotiations like right now. So
good job, writers. Get back to writing because the shit on TV is mid as hell.
Hey, there was a new episode of Last Week Tonight this morning. Hell yeah.
I don't watch that show.
You should. It's very good. John Oliver's hilarious. And also, he's coming to like local to an arena like thing here December 28th. Man, tickets to see him are expensive. He's not even charging that much for tickets. Ticketmaster fees have the ticket at like $250. He's charging like $70.
Wow. You'd hate to see how much Beyonce tickets cost. Taylor Swift for that matter.
I mean, I'd go for Taylor Swift tickets, but not Beyonce. Sorry.
Well, you don't worry about it because you couldn't afford either one of them. They're not cheap.
I mean, yeah. I don't have $14,000 to spend on Taylor Swift tickets.
Yes. You need to just shake that off.
All right. Very funny.
Yes.
All
right. I guess we got to get to some of these news stories then because we got a couple of them before we get to our main story. All right. Let's get to the first news story. I think this is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I had opened on my phone and I unopened it like an idiot. All right. Sony just announced the Marvel Spider-Man 2 accessibility options. They kind of enhanced the ones they had and kind of built on the ones that was in the previous games, which I think is pretty cool. So let me read a little bit from what they said. I don't want to read that. Carrying forward our learnings from our recent games, we're implementing useful accessibility features from both earlier titles in the Marvel Spider-Man franchise as well as Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. As with any new title, we had to figure out some new features to support the expanded gameplay systems of our favorite web slingers. So they added challenge level modifiers and gameplay assist. So, chase assist, which I think is going to be good. Quick time event autocomplete. Shortcuts and game speed. Audio frequency controls. I'm just naming some of the things they got.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some post-launch accessibility options as well, which includes audio descriptions, screen readers, and captions, and a multitude of other things. So if you want to see more and kind of get more detail on it, go on the PlayStation blog, and it's right there. You can kind of get an idea of all the accessibility options for people who need them. I think it's dope.
It's very good. Insomniac's always been very good with their accessibility options. And so like some of this stuff, like the speed of combat, like you can change on the fly. I'll tell you the autocomplete QuickTime events will be very useful for when stopping crime.
Yes.
If you're going for the platinum, which I will. A lot of this stuff is very helpful and an improvement on stuff that was in Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I'm excited to see it. They also put out some of the trophy list partially via Twitter. I won't talk about any of it because some of it is like the obvious, like do all the crimes in the city, right? But like
do crimes, as the great Donnie Reese says.
Donnie stole that. That's Jeff Grubb.
Don't tell everybody that Donnie stole stuff. Donnie's a great man. He would never do nothing like that. Great American hero.
Anytime you hear someone at this point saying "do crimes," they're quoting Jeff Grubb. It's literally a sticker from Jeff Grubb's Discord server.
I don't listen to no damn Jeff Grubb. My Jeff Grubb is Donnie Reese.
I signed up to Game Pass because of Donnie Reese. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like how we just keep saying Donnie's name.
Yes. Donnie Reese.
No, it's gonna be a very fun game. Looks great. It's out in 18 days if people didn't know at the time of recording. I don't know when this episode's going live, so maybe even less by the time you're hearing this.
Yes, pretty much. It's out tomorrow.
God,
it's gonna come out way before that.
I know, but like fucking literally like so many games this month. Fucking Assassin's Creed Thursday, and then I've got a bit of a break until Spider-Man. But right before Spider-Man, there's Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, which I unfortunately won't be getting at launch, but there's that. Then there's Spider-Man. Then after that, there's Alan Wake. It's a packed month for games.
I forgot Alan Wake comes out so late.
It actually was originally coming out beforehand. It was the 17th originally. It just got delayed. It just got moved back 10 days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, I just found out that RoboCop comes out. If you get the deluxe edition, comes out the 31st.
Oh, I'm not playing that.
I'm definitely playing RoboCop. I am a
yeah,
RoboCop
I know
guy.
you're playing RoboCop. You play everything. That's not a shock to me.
Playing RoboCop, playing Detective Pikachu Returns, so I can be disappointed.
Fucking Danny DeVito.
Yes. That's what I'm going to do.
Danny DeVito is
Mario
Pikachu.
Wonder. I'm going to play Spider-Man or Spider-Man, because there's two of them. Spider-Mans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Ass Creed. That's short for Assassin's Creed.
Thanks. I got it. You get a I wake up, I saw ass.
Yeah, Ass Creed.
Yeah.
Al Wake. Definitely playing Al Wake too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff going on in October.
And then in November, there's fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. If you're into Yakuza, there's the man who
I'm
erased
definitely
his
playing
name.
that. Absolutely. I'm taking Yakuza all in. I'm all in on Yakuza.
That game comes out on my birthday.
Well, guess who's not getting a happy birthday? Because I'll be playing Yakuza. You're not getting a happy birthday.
You'll still give me a happy birthday. I know you.
Nah, I will be playing Yakuza, not paying attention to you or anyone.
You'll say happy birthday to me 5 hours before it's the 9th. That's you.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. And isn't Avatar coming out too?
That's December.
Guess what? Don't care. I'm gonna actively avoid that game.
So actually, it's very funny. So slight tangent here for folks, but friends of the show, Carpool Gaming, put out like their so many games list.
Hold up. Who made them friends of the show? Who decided this?
Hey!
I didn't make them friends of the show.
Hey, they're friends of the show, okay?
Friends of the show. Who put this rule in it? Carpool Gaming all of a sudden friends of the show. What show they're friends of? This one?
No, I'm just talking PSVG in general. Friends
PSVG, the show over there. Yes. This one. No,
anyways, all right. You can be the one to say that.
Take that away.
Fine.
Carpool Gaming.
Anyways, Carpool Gaming put out their so many games list for October, November, December, and the amount of people who were just blacking out Avatar on that list of games is hilarious.
That's great. As they should. I appreciate that. You know what? Now I changed my mind. Carpool Gaming, you're friends of the show now. Thank you.
You know who was the number one leader of blacking that out, by the way?
Who?
Yarden.
Yeah. I know you're not used to hearing this from me, Yarden, but I'm fucking proud of you. Good job. Good job, Yarden. I'm proud of you. Yarden, listen to me. Look at me. Look at me now. I'm the captain. I'm proud of you, Yarden. Good job.
Hey, you realize what you're doing by telling people to look at you, right?
Yes.
So the next time we get questions asking when this show is going to be recorded live, you realize that it's your own fault, right?
Yeah, I'll be all right. Then I'll just ignore them all, and I'll do like Shawn Michaels did to me and block them. That's all. Just block them like Shawn Michaels did. It's problem solved.
That's incredible.
Yes. All right. Our next question. Well, not question. I'm talking questions. There ain't no questions.
We haven't even gotten to questions yet. What are you talking about?
Our next story is a little bit of a sad one. Well, it's a lot of sad one. Boss of Worm Company's Team 17 laid off as among, I guess, a lot of layoffs on part of Team 17.
There was a lot of layoffs in the game industry in general last week, and then this morning, fucking more.
Yeah. So Eurogamer reported Team 17's QA team will bear the brunt of the layoffs with like around 50 roles at risk. But also, the CEO, Michael Pattinson, is expected to leave as well. That's rough. You know, just Worms. People love the Worms games, and it just kind of feels like that time where, you know, layoffs are going to happen as part of the industry. So hopefully these people who are affected by this get back on their feet.
Yeah, it's this whole situation regarding layoffs in the industry is fucking terrible, dude. Like all these CEOs getting huge bonuses and then laying off like 90% of their staff is just terrible.
Yeah, but like I said, it's unfortunately, it's an ugly part of this business. What can you do at this point? At every job, there's always going to be some types of layoffs. So you always want to wish for the best of those involved. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, ugh. You know, best out to these people.
Yeah, I hope they land on their feet quickly, but something's got to change here, man. Like this shit's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. All right, our last story for today. Apparently, the PlayStation Portal that Hayley's so excited for to play in her bathroom is already sold out at a lot of
I'm
places.
not buying this shit.
She just said on the episode she's definitely buying a PlayStation Portal to play out her front of her house. But yes, if you try to go get it, a lot of the places like are selling out of this thing fast. So people are eating this ugly device up as quickly as possible. Like I saw it on sale. Like I'm telling them experience. Amazon listed it on sale earlier this morning, and I looked at the link, and it was like, "Oh, you can buy it now." And like 5 minutes later, they were like, "Nope, this is sold out." So these PlayStation Portal things are doing very well. I guess if the price is right, and people want to get a stab at it. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when these things come out. Or is it going to be a thing where there's going to be a lot of shortages? People are going to be buying this thing like that, or just maybe this is just because of right now, or they're just not releasing a lot at the moment in time. But very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so we always knew that like this is for a specific audience, and I guess that audience is really eating it up. But I have no fucking use for it. Again, my TV's right there, console's right behind it. My bed is right beside that. Like I don't need it. So
Yeah, you need two of them.
what the fuck would I need two of them for?
Just one regular one to carry in the bathroom, and just leave one like in the living room or like on your front door.
In my living room, I don't have any furniture in my living room.
You do now. It's called PlayStation Portal. That's your,
Okay.
that's your
I
furniture.
know you're just I know this is just a bit, but like in like general honesty, I do not have any furniture in my living room. I have my bedroom furniture and that's it.
You got to get your priorities straight, Hayley. You're making money now.
Uh-huh.
First thing you need to get is PlayStation Portal.
No.
Yes.
No.
Forget a couch. Forget anything useful like a dining room
What the
set.
fuck do I have need for a couch for? I don't hang out in my living room. There's nothing out there.
Yes, because you didn't put anything out there. That's what a couch is for, so you can hang out in your living room and
My
play
internet
PlayStation
is
Portal.
in my room on purpose.
And what? Your internet does not go around your house; it just stays in your room.
No. My internet is like my modem right behind this computer right now. Like that's
Okay.
where the main thing is. We have Wi-Fi and all that. That's
Yes,
fine.
you're like my internet only stays in my room. Like what the hell are you talking about?
I connect wired. Like I use LAN cables for everything.
But they also have Wi-Fi, Hayley. Wi-Fi is
Sure,
this
but
thing in America. I don't know if they have it in Canada, but in America they have this thing called Wi-Fi. When you get internet, the Wi-Fi goes all over the house.
Hey, we have this wonderful thing called Wi-Fi is great, but it's not great when you want to download things consistently, which I do all the time.
But you just use it for your living room.
Huh?
You can just use your Wi-Fi in your living room, the new living room with your couch and your PlayStation Portal.
I'm not buying a fucking. I'm not fucking buying this thing. And also,
you're right. You're buying a couch and a PlayStation Portal.
I'm buying neither of those things. Fuck a couch. I don't need one.
Okay, a love seat. Fine. A love seat.
I'm not buying that either.
Yes. Hayley got the money now. A love seat, PlayStation Portal in the game.
Yeah, no, I don't need that.
A futon.
No, I don't need any of that. Actually, wait, a futon might be useful for my bedroom. Hold on. A futon might be useful for my bedroom because when we redo the floor, my actual bed frame I have now is going to be destroyed. So, and if you're wondering what I mean by that, I mean that we were told when we moved my bed frame into this room, it was not leaving without being destroyed. So there's that.
Why it was told it's not leaving without being destroyed?
Well, let me put it this way. To get it into the room, we had to take the door off and it still barely fit. There's no way to get it out of the room, even with taking the door off the room.
What third world country you live in? Like, this is the thing.
Again, this room is not really meant for an adult woman. It's barely meant for like a child. And I got the smaller bedroom because I live with my mom because she needs support, right? So,
Hi, Haley's mom.
oh no, she's
Haley's
not
mom.
awake. She's not awake.
Oh, she's asleep. Go back to
She's
sleep,
asleep.
Haley's mom.
She won't be chiming in this week.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the news. I
You mean
think
the big news?
the big
Because
news,
we've
yeah.
already been doing the
The
news.
big,
Yeah.
no, that news wasn't big. That wasn't important. We
Uh-huh.
got the big news. We got big news, huge news, amazing news. Let's get right to it. I will start off by reading the quote. Jim Ryan exiting Sony Interactive Entertainment, the president and CEO, and I quote: "After 30 years, I have made the decision to retire from SIE, that's Sony Interactive Entertainment, in March 2024. I've relished the opportunity to have a job I love in a very special way, working with great people and incredible partners. But I found it increasingly difficult to reconcile living in Europe and working in North America. I will leave having been privileged to work on products that have touched millions of lives across the world. PlayStation will always be a part of my life, and I feel more optimistic than ever about the future of SIE. I want to thank Yoshida-san for placing me with so much trust in me and being an incredibly sensitive and supportive leader." So that is the quote from Jim Ryan. And you know what I have to say to that, Haley? Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Peace,
Yeah.
bitch.
Fuck. Yeah. Fuck off, dude. Fuck Jim Ryan. Oh my god.
So Jim Ryan is finally leaving PlayStation after 30 years. He wasn't the CEO those 30 years, obviously. So,
No.
And people
People are
ecstatic.
very happy.
I find it funny because when I Googled this story, about a good 10 stories was Jim Ryan is leaving and people are ecstatic. Screw Jim Ryan. We don't like Jim Ryan. Like every story was saying that Jim Ryan is leaving and why. And they're being happy about it.
I mean, let's be honest. The man is kind of a gigantic ass and is the he was the debacle. He was part of the reason behind the original outrageous price for the PS fucking 3.
Well, before you get to that, let's get to something else about this because, of course, people were like, "Why is he leaving?" They were wondering why he was leaving. So, of course, Jason Schreier, the journalist from Bloomberg, who always kind of gets the type of information out there, he kind of revealed that he said, and I quote, "PlayStation's shift towards live service has been an uncomfortable pivot for some first-party studios. According to Jason Schreier, PlayStation Studios has spent nearly a decade building teams with experience in a single-player cinematic blockbuster. As a result, pushing live services has produced mixed results. 3 major studios, Guerrilla Games, Naughty Dog, and Insomniac Games, are working on live projects, some of which have been canceled or overhauled. Sony made the high-profile acquisition of Bungie and made no secret about its desire to use the studio's expertise in the live service arena. However, insiders are skeptical of the move and have expressed concerns about the lack of a coherent vision within PlayStation. Further complicated by some who view the misplaced bets on niche products like PSVR in the newly unveiled PlayStation Portal." And people are rumoring this is the reason why Jim Ryan is leaving. Because the things that he's kind of put forth, which is, doubling down on PSVR 2, which is not really doing good, the PlayStation Portal, betting on live services and having studios trying this stuff and it's not working out, and games are getting canceled and stuff, and kind of going away from what PlayStation Studios is known for, has rubbed people the wrong way. And I think it's time to change for some kind of. It's kind of funny because he is like not liked. Like it's not a thing. Like it's not a thing where people were like, he's all right, or they don't care. People have strong opinions about Jim Ryan, and none of them are good. Like,
I mean, Jim Ryan is just some of the shit he said, man.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
We should honestly bring up the quote that I saw in the doc right now. We're talking about why he's not liked, because I can think of like.
Oh, we're gonna play a fun game with that, Hayley, in a minute. But what I wanted to do was, I wanted to read some. I just hopped on Twitter randomly to get some quotes about Jim Ryan. I just typed in Jim Ryan. I'm not going to read Twitter names. I'm just going to read some of the quotes that people have used and said about Jim Ryan. Here's one of them. Jim Ryan's presidency at PlayStation could have lasted longer, but unfortunately, it was powered by the same battery they use in the DualSense controllers. That's one. Let's go.
What else you got for me?
I'm going down the list. Oh, I can't. A lot of videos making jokes about Jim Ryan. I understand folks were fooled into buying a PS5 earlier, not knowing shit because Jim Ryan lied. And it's a picture of like a dog, and I'm not going to describe that picture. This is Phil's reaction after Jim Ryan was kicked out for signing a 10-year Call of Duty only deal. And it's a picture of Phil laughing. There's a lot of there's a lot of things on here that I can't say that people are saying about Jim Ryan. A lot of jokes. But yeah, essentially, people hate this man. And now he's gone. And now there's going to be questions. And this is my thing about this. But you know what? We're going to have a little bit more fun before we get to another side of it. So, I went on the Discord and asked people, because I knew if I would have said, hey, give me your favorite Jim Ryan memories, there would be none. But if I asked people, give me your favorite Jim Ryan quotes, there would be many. And they did not disappoint. So,
oh boy.
The first one came from, of course, Donnie, Eat the Hype. His quote was, I often talk to game fans.
Fucking Christ.
Another one that Donnie came up with was, and this quote is for PS5 games won't be playable on PS4. SIE boss confirms. We believe in generations. And our boy TPR came with a great one. I think this is the one you were talking about.
It sure is the one I was talking about.
Yes. And if you wonder what this one was about, this quote was about...
No. Read the quote. I'll give the context.
Okay. I'll read the quote from TPR that Jim Ryan said. Dogs really are man's best friend. They know their place and perform useful functions like biting burglars and chasing balls that you throw for them. Hayley?
Yeah. So the context for this was in relation to workplace harassment, like lawsuits.
Yes.
Filed by women and non-binary folks. Yes. So
here's another one from the Honorable Judge Rude Days 93. I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I just want to block your merger.
Yeah.
The man is something.
I
And it's not.
mean, the man is not great. Fucking, fucking terrible guy. Terrible business practices too. Like, I'm hoping they can course correct here, but this push into live service is so fucking stupid. You don't need 12 of them.
I will say this. To take it on a little, we had some fun with Jim Ryan. I think he did not a good job. I think the direction he took PlayStation in clearly wasn't working the way they wanted to work, and it almost is like PlayStation is succeeding in spite of him and not because of him, because people love the great games that PlayStation have. But what I wonder is who's going to take his place, and can they kind of get PlayStation back on the path they need to be in terms of making amazing first-party video games and giving us products that people kind of want to give, and kind of being more consumer friendly and more vocal about that. You know, there was an era of PlayStation where they felt like they were very consumer friendly. You know, I want to say that PS3 era, after that debacle of the ridiculous price for the PS3, and they kind of pulled back some and kind of was just like, you know, being more vocal and talkative to the consumer. I feel like now we get that more from Microsoft than anybody. Microsoft's doing a fantastic job in terms of that, in terms of talking to the people and giving the people what they want and kind of selling Game Pass. I don't think Microsoft gets enough credit for how well they promote the Xbox brand and make you feel like they want your business. Whereas PlayStation kind of comes off like, we know we're going to get your business, so we don't really have to impress you. They come off more like, I've said this before, like Apple. Like, we know you're going to buy a PlayStation, so we're not going to worry about it. Apple does that too. Like, Apple's like, hey, we know you're going to buy an iPhone, because once you get this ecosystem, you're not going to really leave this ecosystem. And I feel like PlayStation has a little bit of that arrogance too with them, which is fine. But I'm really interested in what path they'll go down now. Because, like we said, PSVR 2, not doing good.
It's not doing well, and them still forcing development for, like, I don't mean forcing, but like, they have studios developing content for it that don't make sense to develop content for it.
Not doing good. The live services, not really doing good. The
And
PlayStation
again,
Plus,
even if they were doing good, you don't need 12 of them.
yeah. You just need one to hit really well. One or two.
Sure, but even if you want to develop multiple, you don't need to develop 12 of them. Like,
yes. You know, the PlayStation Plus price increase, not going over well.
oh, gee, I wonder why. Because the first games after the increase were fucking Saints Row 2022, which, while semi-fun, was critically panned for being like the complete opposite of everything Saints Row was meant to be. A Korean MMO that is so hard to read on television screens, it's a wonder it's for sale, and a game that many people didn't enjoy because of its
They're not game
terrible. Huh?
They're not game fans.
Sure, Jim Ryan. But like, even still, like, for example, you have the 3 tiers of PS Plus, but like the fucking top tier barely gets games added to it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good tier system. And the fact that they're increasing the price, we went over this before. We all keep going over. The fact that they're increasing the price, looking at what Game Pass is doing, is almost insulting. But I digress. My whole question to you is, Hayley, we don't know who's going to take over the place. Hopefully, we're assuming that the person who takes over is going to right the wrongs.
That would be lovely.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let's take it another way. What type of leader would you want to see in Sony?
Someone like Shuhei Yoshida.
define what you mean by that. Like, in what way would you want to see somebody like Shohei?
Someone who genuinely cares about the brand and like partnerships with developers, which if you've seen Shuhei Yoshida's interaction with indie developers, it's fantastic. Like he's always going out and visiting devs. Like I don't obviously the CEOs of like Sony is not gonna have time to do that all the time, but like still building partnerships with developers is how you show you care in like building those kind of partnerships. Like someone who's a leader is like that, like Shuhei is, where he's like building relationships with developers and genuinely cares about the ecosystem and stuff like that. And that would be a great leader for PlayStation. However, right now in this press release, it's noted that there will be an interim CEO until they appoint a new one. So who knows how long that's going to take?
Yeah, that's the thing. And who knows, the interims might just become the actual CEO. That's the thing as well. So it's going to just be really interesting how this all kind of plays out, and where does this take the direction of PlayStation from there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm interested. I think it's the whole thing is fascinating because I know that I want to say the whole Activision merger kind of let fans see Jim Ryan in an even worse light because all that stuff that came out behind it and all the things that they were doing to kind of block this deal. And yes, like Donnie says multiple times, he was doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to kind of block the deal. But
that's his job. Like no one can fault him for that. Trying to block the deal was his job. And even though the deal is going to go through at this point, me being opposed to it had nothing to do with Jim Ryan or console fanboyism. But that we've gone over that. Yeah, he was just doing his job trying to block the merger.
Yes, but it was just, I guess it was more or less seeing the process of doing it was kind of gross. And it kind of was like, a little weird.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of incompetence, but I get what was going on in some ways. But yeah, I don't know what he plans on doing for the future. I'm assuming it probably won't be in video games.
Who knows? He might even just retire. The man is rich.
Yeah, there's that. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Jim Ryan before we go to these questions?
Good fucking riddance.
Well, yeah, that too. Good riddance. Hopefully, whoever takes his spot does a better job and is more vocal with what they want to do.
So the vocality of Sony, I don't think will change. Like Sony's always been quiet when it comes to marketing. I don't think that's going to change with the interim CEO or a new one. But like Jim Ryan just was not a good leader.
Yeah. Like I would like to see change. I think that now would be the time to kind of like bring some change. If you're gonna do it, just bring some change in and kind of give us a different perspective, a new version of what we've been getting with PlayStation. I think now is the time for kind of a changing of the guard, of course, because we're obviously getting that. But hey, not lifestyle change, but kind of just changing the culture of PlayStation. Maybe do some things a little different. Talk to the fans more. Do things that make us excited for the upcoming game releases.
Yeah.
Like they used to be. Because I feel like that a lot of that magic that we had around, 2018, 2019?
Yeah.
Kind of gone. But, we'll see. All right. We got some questions, so let's get to our questions. Our first question is from Smoking Joe. XP question. What's your favorite PlayStation game you played this year? I'll let you go first, Hayley. What's your favorite PlayStation game you played this year?
Probably Burning Shores.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Like I wasn't into Force. Like I didn't play Forspoken, and I haven't played Final Fantasy. So
Yeah. My answer is Forspoken. I still love that game. I beat it, and it's the one of the few games that I still think about to this day how much I enjoyed. So that tells you how
yeah.
much I like that game in general. Like I'm still thinking about it now. We're now in October. That game
Yep.
came out like way in January, and I'm still thinking like, oh, I had so much fun playing Forspoken. That was a good experience. I'm probably gonna play the DLC for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. Our next question from Pastor Lucas Ham Swisher. He said, I learned how to make brick oven pizza this week. If you can learn how to make any food, what would it be?
Um, I mean, maybe pasta. I have trouble cooking pasta.
Okay. My
So,
answer would be pizza. I love pizza like from scratch and all that stuff. But
because like
since
I can't say steak because I know how to cook that already. So,
yeah. But yeah, my answer would be pizza. But if I want to pick pizza, I would probably say I would want to learn how to make sushi. Like how restaurants make sushi, like all the details and do all that type of stuff. I would love to learn how to
oh,
do that type of stuff.
oh, the like prep for sushi,
The
right?
prep, yes. The not just like one type, like the type you get in the store, but all types of sushi, like the all the types of rolls, everything that people would consider sushi. I think there's like a crab salad they have, like a seaweed salad they consider part of the sushi. Yeah, stuff like that. All that type of stuff. All right. Our next question is also from Lucas Ham Swisher, Pastor. Okay, Disney Speedstorm is now free to play. I don't know what the hell this is.
I do.
Do you have a favorite or most hated character or movie? So I'm assuming he's talking about Disney character.
Okay, so Disney Speedstorm is a free to play um kart racer with Disney characters.
Okay.
Um, do I have a most hated Disney character? I mean, yeah, but uh it's more or less like not hatred for the character and hatred for how much I have to hear it in a job that revolves being around retail experiences every fucking year.
Okay.
Elsa.
Oh, okay. That's a good answer.
Because I have to hear Let It Go fucking every Christmas season.
That makes sense. Uh, you didn't give your favorite. What's your favorite Disney character?
Oh, I don't even know the roster in the game, but if I have to pick a
No, just your
favorite
favorite
Disney,
Disney character. We're gonna go over the roster.
okay, favorite Disney character. Uh, we're gonna go with Sully.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's Pixar though, technically, but it's still
Still Disney.
Disney.
My okay, my least favorite, the character I hate. I'm trying to think who I would hate. I kind of dig all Disney characters. I'm trying to think what Disney character I would probably hate. Uh, I'm trying to think of natural Disney too, like OG Disney, as opposed to somebody that would probably know. I'll give the one I love first. Darkwing Duck. That's my guy. Darkwing Duck is the GOAT.
Good
So
answer.
Disney character I hate. There's not very many that I hate. You know what? What's the guy from the New Groove?
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, that guy.
Which guy? There's multiple
The
guys in
main
that
guy.
movie.
I didn't like that dude.
Cusco?
Yes,
Yeah.
he can fuck off. Didn't really like that movie.
You didn't like Kuzco.
Movie's like boring as shit.
I mean, that movie's funny as fuck, actually.
It's terrible.
Fucking Kronk, pull the lever. Wrong lever.
I think it's because that's a little bit like, well, shit, I can't even say that because I would say that's a little after my generation, but I still watch Disney shit now, so that's
I
make a
mean,
difference.
you still watch Disney stuff now, and also you have children, so I don't think it's after your generation.
Well, they didn't watch that shit either. that
You know what? You know what? You're right. Delvin Jr.'s watched Moon Knight 19 times, but can't watch The Emperor's New Groove once.
Yes, that's
You're
the point.
right.
Look,
You're right.
the funny thing about it is they're more into Disney now than they ever were as kids. Like they didn't really watch Disney when they were kids. They watched like SpongeBob and Nick stuff, Nick and Cartoon Network.
Hey,
Like now they kind of dig Disney because they have like what is it, Big City Greens and what's
that is
Gravity Falls.
okay. Gravity Falls, I understand.
Phineas and Ferb.
Hey, Phineas and Ferb was good. That was after like I stopped watching Disney Channel though, but like I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's pretty good. Also, I follow the guy who voices Doofenshmirtz on TikTok. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
Dan
like
Povenmire is great. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Yeah, I dig it. Patty the Platypus. Like
A platypus? Perry the platypus.
Yes, Doofenshmirtz awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Final question from my son Delvin Jr. This is an actually really good question.
Welcome to Delvin Jr. He usually pulls a good one every week.
No, usually he's like a crapshoot. One time he'll come with a really good question, then the next week he'll come with a terrible.
Hey, I was trying to support your son, okay?
Nah, fuck that.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going into details, but all I'll say is I just want people to know that Delvin Jr. is his dad's #1 defender, and I'm right fucking behind him, okay? So.
All right. The question from Delvin Jr. is this. What's an album you think would make a good video game? Delvin, I'm telling you right now. I'm going to name these things off, and no one's going to know what the hell I'm talking about.
I mean, I certainly won't, but.
I personally think Without Warning, which is Metro Boomin, Offset, and 21 Savage.
Who?
Exactly. It's haunting production and cold bars would not only work for like a soundtrack, but I can imagine a video game made of it. That no one here knows any of those people probably except me, maybe Dev. So
I just want to point out those certainly were words strung together to make a sentence.
So Hayley, what album do you think would make a good video game?
Riot by Paramore.
Okay, what kind of video game is it going to be?
Probably a fighting game, to be honest. That album is very good. It's like I don't know how it would work, but a lot of that music would fit like the theme of a fighting game.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm trying to think which one I would think. It's a few of them I'm thinking of. I'm gonna say Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. I think that would be a dope, like, beat 'em up fighting game or open action game, like kind of like Ghost of Tsushima. I think it'll be really cool as an album, as a video game. Wu-Tang's first album. And as you're playing, you hear the songs and stuff like that, and based off of how the songs go. It's a very martial arts feel to it. Yeah, that'll be a really good video game. That album right there. Enter the Wu-Tang is my answer.
Nice.
The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Yes. I also think Aquemini by Outkast
Who?
Aquemini. Outcast. You know who Outcast is?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, this time in this show.
Hey, I just want to point out I'm 27. No, I don't know who Outcast is.
That's not an excuse. Outcast. It's time to end this show. You know,
Fucking
Outcast.
Christ.
Outcast.
Yeah, what about it? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God. All right, thank you for listening to PSVG. I don't even know what fucking show we're on now because I'm so upset.
PSXP.
Whatever, fuck this show.
PlayStation